Today, I'm 100% sure that I'm about to blow your mind. Ever heard of something that is called body clock? So, this works in a very different way. This works in a way that if you intentionally sleep to wake at a certain time or a particular time, you have to intentionally sleep. Intentionally means you have to be very conscious that you are going to only get this much hours of sleep and you're waking up at this time no matter what. Anything happens in between, nothing matters. I'm going to wake up at this time. So if you intentionally sleep in that way, you will wake up. So let's say you and your friends are planning to go for a trip on maybe 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning. You might have not woke up at You might not have waked up the time for the last 2 or 3 months. You might not have seen those times for the last 2 or 3 months. You might be sleeping late, eating late, and might be sleeping at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Doesn't matter. If you want to intentionally wake up and you put that decision inside your mind, and no matter what happens, you just want to wake up at the time, and the body will alert you to wake up at that time, maybe at 5:50 or 6:10 or even 6:50. You'll be automatically waking up at that time, near to that time, or might be exactly at that time. If you train that body clock well, you will exactly wake at 6 p.m. Like how I do. No matter what, I wake up at 4 a.m. and then I decide to sleep or not. I might be sleeping at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. and I automatically wake up at 4 a.m. and might be sleeping again for an hour or two and then doing more work afterwards. So if you're searching about any scientific proof about it, this is circadian rhythm. This is responsive to the lights of day and night. So if you are exposed too much to any artificial light, which is your bulb tube or any mobile screens, this have a chance of reducing your circadian response to the natural lights, so that your body clock won't work properly. As I've said, you might, if you intentionally want to wake up at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m., you might be waking up at 6:15 or 6:30, 5:15, early or after that time. You might not wake up exactly at that time. I mean, if you wake up at that time, that's called luck. That's going to never happen if your circadian rhythm or body clock is weak. And if you want scientific things, this process or this thing is called the circadian rhythm. And the circadian rhythm is responsive to the natural lights of day and night. So if you're too much exposed to the artificial light, which is of your screen or of your room light and all those things, this circadian rhythm will be weak, might not work as well as you want. As I've said, if you want to wake up at 6 a.m., you might be waking up at 6:15 or 5:50, 6:10, 6:05. You might not. There's only a less chance to wake up exactly at 6 a.m. So, how can you train this circadian rhythm? You have to sleep well. That's a good advice that I can give you. And there are chances for you that you might be working late. You might, for example, let's say you have a delivery job. Delivery jobs usually take up to 11 p.m. at night. 11 at night, and you might be getting to your room at 12, and you might be finishing your bath cleaning process, your washing clothes and all those things at 12:45. And usually a human being sleeps. If you want to intentionally sleep, a human being sleeps at 20 to 30 minutes. When exposed to no light, exposed to darkness, we can sleep within 20 to 30 minutes. And there are things that I can tell you if you have a good circadian rhythm. An improved sleep cycle is going to develop inside you that will wake you up whenever you want, no matter which time you sleep. As I've said already, I might be sleeping at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I automatically wake myself up at 4 a.m. and then I decide to sleep or not. So if I've got to sleep at least about 4 hours, I just wake up at 4 a.m., which is I have to be asleep before 12. So even if I wake up at 4, I've got a 4 hour sleep so I can work and be on top of everybody else. And the second thing that is going to benefit you from a good circadian rhythm sleep cycle is that you will have an enhanced cognitive function. And cognitive function is exactly something that is important in your life, very important in your life. It is about the mental health, stress, and problem solving, memory, and all those things. These things are very important in your life. And these things can be developed if you have a good sleep cycle. All you have to do is just sleep good. Do not oversleep. Do not mistime your sleep. That's the only thing that you have to do. Get a regular amount of sleep consistently so that you can improve a cognitive function inside your body. Cognitive function is mainly dependent or formed from the brain. So it affects the brain. If you sleep good, if you have a good sleep cycle, it affects the brain in a good way, actually, in a good way. Something else is that the mood regulations. Imagine that you have slept for a day. You will feel that stress is inside your head, and everything that you see will have problems. So let's say you're walking somewhere and you will be annoyed by someone talking to somebody else about the topic that you don't like, and you might not know that person at all. You might be seeing that person for the first time in your life. See, it regulates your mood. All you have to do is sleep at a regular amount of time consistently. That's all you have to do. God has designed us very simple way. All we have to do is function well. We have to let ourselves do the function, let our body do the function that is good for us. We just have to go with it. That's it. Life is simple, man. Something above all that improves on a sleep cycle is that it boosts your hormone level and will give you a healthy metabolism. These are all the medical benefits of a sleep cycle. Your hormone level, which is called the cortisol, I guess, the stress hormone, and melatonin is the sleep hormone, I guess. So if you have a good sleep cycle, the cortisol and melatonin will be balanced. If you sleep less, your cortisol hormone rises to the roof, and you will feel stressed all day long. And if you're sleeping too much, which increases your melatonin, you will feel tired and won't have energy to do anything because you're too much sleeping and too much tired. All you have to do is get a good sleep cycle. Sleep at a regular time. That's all you have to do. Leave the body as it should be working. Balance the cortisol and melatonin. That's all you have to do to have a good, healthy body and mind. And of course, if these things are right, your whole day, your whole life becomes beautiful. Think about it. And finally, which is the most important thing, your sleep will improve your immune function. It fights disease, which can bring severe harm and severe possible worse outcomes that is known to human ever. It fights diseases. And don't be confused that by saying sleep cycle, you have to sleep at the exact time. It's not that. I don't sleep at the exact time. I sleep at a regular hour. I give my body a regular interval of 4 to 6 hours of sleep. I sleep whenever I want. I might sleeping on a day, maybe at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. and wake up at 7 or 8. And then I'll be working at night. And again, I might be sleeping the next day at 8 to 9 in the morning. And I'll be waking up at 2, 3, or even 4 in the evening. And then I'll work. You have to consistently give your body the regular interval break. That's how you can improve your sleep cycle and be on top of everybody. Like how I am right now. I'm on top of everybody. I believe nobody around my friend circle or anyone who I know works better than me. I mean anyone who I personally know works better than me. I put myself in the people who work hard, and I make sure I'm the one who's working harder than everybody else. So now you know it. Now you know that all you need is some good amount of sleep and good amount of rest, which will get you to the top of the people. So work hard, sleep good. That's all you have to do. Stay up.